presidentiables. Kaya lang, marami ang nagkomento na okay daw sana kayo na maging presidente sa bansa. Subalit, ang problema lang, nasa ilalim kayo ng administrasyon ni Arroyo. Ano po ang masasabi ninyo?
Ito ang dapat siguro malaman ng ating mga kababayan. Ang Pilipinas ay nagsasuffer din ng sitwasyon natin dahil sa tinatawag natin na stereotyping or yung pagka-basketball mentality minsan. Pag hinebra ka, pag pure foods ka, pag talk and text ka, ganito. Yung panahon namin ni Pastor, Mariwasa Crispa. Mariwasa Crispa ho. Concepcion Industries at ICO, paminsan-minsan. So, yan ang dapat alisin ng ating mga kababayan. Sa aming lapian, Lakas Kampi CMD, we extol the individuality of each person as a unique individual, and we judge a person as objectively as possible based on his or her own capabilities and track record. And it will do well for the Filipino to stop judging on the basis of associations. It is important once in a while, but it is not the only criterion. Because it doesn't stop there. Sometimes, yan, Lakas Kampi yan. Minsan naman, Bisaya yan, Ilocano yan. Tapos,
yes.
In worst case, Muslim yan, Kristiyano ako. That cannot be for the Republic of the Philippines.
Yes.
Each individual is unique.
Yeah. On that score, I'd want to ask this question. I'm curious why the president seems to be absent in all your, political sorties.
I believe it's also a very generous gesture on the president's part to allow myself to be exposed as much as possible to the people who I am. If the president is always with me, we will share the limelight. Of course, because the president is the president, and she's very conscious of that.
That's right.
And I think we should, I thank her for that. That she consciously knows that rather than, we have limited time, we have 90 days, I entered the race late, so I need as much exposure as possible. And she doesn't want to detract from that need. It's not easy to try to expose yourself in 90 days, particularly with the restrictions imposed by the COMELEC on the type and amount of ads that you have. So I think I'm very thankful for that gesture by the President.
You entered the race late?
Opo.
How far have you gone as far as...
Well, from where we started to where we are right now, it's been quite a leap. It's been a big leap. And it humbles me. It really humbles me most sincerely that, and it's also sometimes a reminder, a constant reminder that people who wave at you in the streets who don't even know you and put their trust in you, that's something that's very precious and you should not fritter that away. It's sacred trust, more than a fiduciary trust, because yung tiwala ho sa iyo, lalo-lalo na hindi pa nakakakilala o hindi pa nakakakita, napakalaking bagay ho yun sa akin. And yun ho lagi ko inaalala. At lagi ko naman pinapaalala ho ating mga kababayan na ang Pangulo ay pinuno ng gobyerno. Siya ay pwedeng maging tulay ng oportunidad. Ngunit, may hantungan ang kayang gawin ng isang Pangulo sa bansa. Hindi siya nagbibigay ng empleo, except kung mag-hiring ang gobyerno. Hindi po siya ang magiging tanging salbasyon. Ang tangi pong makakabuti sa atin ay sarili din po natin. Siyempre, pwede po tayo magtutulungan, bakit po hindi? But at the end of the day, primary responsibility is on us. The government merely provides opportunities.
Thank you so much, Secretary. Continue on. This is from Anjo Bacolod. Good evening. Please elaborate on your statement that you will push for 1 college graduate per family at the minimum.
We really want to have at least 1 college graduate per family. Let's concentrate on placing 1 child and letting that child complete. Kasi ang completion rate po natin napakababa. At we can do that with a combination of financial schemes and financial tools. Scholarships are always there, though we have to rationalize our scholarships. I think my own take ho sa scholarships is we are giving too many scholarships to courses or to students who want to take up courses which the job market demands right now. But we are not putting enough into courses which the country needs but the job market does not have. For example, a history major. Why should I sponsor a history major for scholarship? When I make a policy in the Department of National Defense, it has several international strategic implications. And we have a big hole in policy experts, international relations experts, who are conversant with the worldview of things. Laho tayo nun. International law. For example, our international claims. The baselines law opens up some claims on our part for international arbitration regarding our boundaries. We lack international law experts. And unfortunately, in the world, there are only a few known international litigators that are able to bring cases. And, you know, international litigation will cost probably $40–50 million, even more, for claims in islands. And we have to be able to develop that expertise and train for that. Now, for that, I also propose a student loan program. Let's set aside about $5 billion, depending on the actuarial data that we can get. From the national budget, let's allow the SSS to manage it. Not SSS funds, but SSS will manage. If a student wants to take a loan for the tuition and for a stipend, can borrow, he or she can borrow, he or she is given an SSS number so that when the time comes that SSS number comes out in the computer system as earning money already, we can deduct so that the next student naman can benefit also. That's another scheme. However, before that happens, we have to tackle the bull by the horns. Basic education is the key because we have to make them competitive before even sending them to the tertiary level. Now, we also lack bona fide master's degree holders and PhDs. These are the core of your brain power. And unfortunately, nowadays, there's massive competition between countries for brain power once again. Why? For the simple reason that after the global financial crisis of 2007-2008, it is once again the age of innovation. Countries should search, according to several authors like Thomas Friedman, for a new product, a new process, a new object that the world needs that nobody has. And as a matter of fact, Thomas Friedman was proposing that the United States remove all immigration quotas for PhD holders in science and technology, research and development. Our country has been very backward in research and development. Our research and development, our scientific thrusts have only been on appropriate technology, backyard technology, and maybe in agronomy and in rice technology. Unfortunately, too, the Filipino inventors' inventions are taken advantage of by other countries, not our own, because we lack the capital to do that. We have to reverse that trend. Brain power must stay here. On the other hand, I oppose master's degrees for the simple reason that you need them to be promoted. Why? What's a master's degree for? A master's degree, unless it's an MBA or other technical master's degree course, is for the purpose of contributing something novel to academic literature. Not for that don't have a master's degree. I cannot abide by master's degrees na dekahon ang mga subjects na kukunan ng isang tao para gumawa ng kanyang dissertation. That defeats the whole purpose of a master's degree. There are several capable people who do not need master's degrees but cannot be promoted. And so, that happened to me, Pastor, in the NDCC. The NDCC people, the Operation Center people, normally cannot have normal lives. For example, in Ondoy and Pepeng, 2 months, walang uwian. So, how can you study? How can you take your civil service eligibility exam? How can